I'm James. This is Michael.
Hello.
Our company is Boneloaf. There's another two members that couldn't be here, unfortunately. We're just going to go through talking about what we've been trying to make recently and what we're attempting to do with our game Gang Beasts. So for the last year or two, we've been making experimental multiplayer party games. We're doing a lot of game jams just to try and learn how to make games. We're trying to make games influenced by classic arcade games, but doing it with physics-based simulations, which is somewhat difficult. We're currently making Gang Beasts, like I said.
Gang Beasts. It's a silly local multiplayer party game, as you can see, with surly, gelatinous characters. With brutal melee fighting sequences and hazardous environments.
Okay, the kind of key game mechanics for this game, we have a character model that's a series of connected physics objects. And a ubiquitous character damage system, so basically every object or every surface in the environment, every character in the environment is capable of doing damage. You can grab, push, pull, and hang from objects and other surfaces. And the control scheme separates inputs from the left and right arms, so you have independent control.
The character model is built from connected rigid bodies, as you can see. The rigid bodies deform the character's main skin mesh. The damage is localized to specific parts, so for example, his head. Rigid bodies are connected with a series of joints, similar to just a ragdoll.
Movement of the character in the game is delivered through kind of combining different configurations of forces. There are preset movements for walk cycles, jumping and crawling, but all the animation is procedural. There are also contextual movements. There's a targeting system that has a kind of sphere of interest where if there are objects in your immediate vicinity that you want to grab or punch or kick, it will try and attempt to target them. And movement can be blended, so the interesting thing and also the issue with this game is every new move you add, you're effectively adding 3 or 4 different moves because they can be chained or combined by the player, often in ways that we didn't predict or imagine.
Gripping and holding. Basically, the hand can collide with surfaces, and when it does, it attaches to them. And you can manipulate objects using this system. This allows us to navigate the environments. For example, he's just run off.
There's also a contextual damage system. So, like I said previously, objects in the environment and characters in the environment are capable of damaging each other. So, often in a game, you may strike first and land the blow. In this game, you kind of have to be considerate of the fact that you may do yourself damage when attempting to damage something else. The level of damage, what we're trying to do is just use the innate physics system as much as possible. So the level of damage is caused and set by the mass and velocity of the collision. And characters can be made temporarily unconscious. And damage accumulation is one of the factors that can make you unconscious, but also severe collisions can also do that.
One of the key mechanics of the pre-alpha builds is the environments that we've been building and prototyping. The user has to remove the players from the current stage because they can't die without it. Multiplayer win scenarios is the removal. Unconscious and passive players can actually be eliminated by just throwing them out a lot easier than if they're trying to fight back.
Because there's no forces acting on them when they're made unconscious, they're easier to eliminate from the game, but obviously they can wake up. So it's just a short highlight reel of kind of what we've got prototyped so far. And that's our game.